And we're on. Welcome to Around the Cartoon Horn. I think this is episode 8. It's my favorite number. And I've switched things up a little bit. There's I think 15 topics this week. And what we're going to do is instead of everyone jumping in on all of them, I've set it up to where each person will talk on this topic and then we're moving to a new topic and then the next person's going and so on and so on. And I'm going to split you guys up for 2 questions each and you guys will get points as a team. And let's get it going. And the first question is for all four of you. Trey Lance, broken ankle. Kind of sucks. Cameron, you want to go about this?
Sure. Um, I was watching it live, and I always feel really bad when an NFL player gets hurt. Um, it's a good thing that they kept Jimmy G though, because otherwise they'd probably be screwed. But yeah, it's just sad. Young rookie quarterback getting hurt like that just sucks.
All right, let's just go down the line. Chris, you want to go on that one?
Yeah, it's sad because it sucks. Someone's whole career they've been practicing for this, and it gets hurt on the big stage. But I've been saying since before the league started this year, why is Jimmy G not the starter? He's brought them to a Super Bowl. He's brought them to an NFC Championship twice, won one. He's a winner. Why would they put a unproven guy ahead of him? It just didn't make any sense to me. And I've you hear that rumor now that players behind the scenes are saying that they're actually happy Jimmy G's back in because they think they're better, and I'd have to agree.
All right, I'll give you a bonus point there. You'll see why in a second. Matt, you want to go?
Um, yeah, I agree with Christian and Cameron. It sucks to just have any player just get hurt. Especially a rookie. They've been playing their whole life for this. As you started off everything, you said, yeah, it kind of sucks, but it doesn't suck for the 49ers organization. I have to agree with Christian on this, because Jimmy G, I do not know why they benched him. And I agree with you, Cameron. I'm so glad they didn't get rid of him. I remember last week they were talking about Dak Prescott getting hurt, possibly trading for Jimmy G. But this could have saved his career, like alone. This could have saved his career. So
Okay, good points. Derek, you ready to finish this one?
Yeah, I mean, the 49ers should have benched Trey Lance from the start. If you look at like Patrick Mahomes, Aaron Rodgers, people like that, they're sitting behind their starting quarterbacks for 2 years, sometimes three, and then they come in because then they're ready. They've learned from that veteran, and then they take over. Trey Lance comes in, looks like dog water, can't get anything moving, uh, and even against the Seahawks, he wasn't doing too hot. It was a Debo show. Jimmy G comes in, balls out. They get the easy dub. Jimmy G's a proven quarterback. I get why they didn't give Jimmy G the straight up starting job because last year he had kind of a mid to average season. He couldn't really do anything in the playoffs. He won a few games, but he threw for 150 yards max a game. Like he wasn't throwing all that much. It was all Debo. So they're thinking Trey Lance, Debo. Trey Lance can get into the scheme of things with Debo, but like I said, you can't really be putting Trey Lance in that situation to where he's just thrown in the wildfire with nothing there.
All right, correction though, Pat Mahomes only sat 1 year, just like Trey Lance. All right, this one's also for everybody, and I gave Christian an extra point because I thought he predicted the next question, but I just remembered I sent you guys the topic, so that's on me. It's my bad. Let's flip the
did you
order.
give him an extra point too? Didn't he have six?
I gave him extra point because you agreed with him.
Oh,
Alright. But let's reverse the order. Derek, you can start this one. Some
Yeah,
49ers say
so
it's better.
the the Trey with Trey Lance, the 49ers were probably going to win maybe 6 games. With Jimmy G, they probably make a wild card now. Jimmy G's proven winner. He knows the guys. He knows the team. He's a proven leader. He can rally the team. And now they're playing for Trey Lance. So now they have an MO on why to get to the playoffs even more so than just because they all want to win a Super Bowl. They're playing with Trey Lance in their heart, and it does. From what the injury looked like, I don't think any reports have been made about it. But from what the injury looked like, Trey Lance is out for the season. So Jimmy
Yeah, he's
G's
done.
Jimmy G's going to ball out for a contract year. So now Jimmy G's trying to prove that he's still worthy of being in the NFL. So now they have a guy that has a, bullet on his back like Lamar Jackson. So,
All right, Matt, you ready?
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. I think the 49ers are better. Just coming off of the season that they had last year, I still think they can still carry that momentum into last season, from last season. Um, I just think Jimmy G is a better fit. I mean, he's a veteran, and we've kind of seen that, kind of how Derek was saying that in the past. All these great quarterbacks, they sat behind other great quarterbacks. Not saying that Jimmy G is great, but he's a veteran and he knows how to win. And he's even sat under Tom Brady, so it's like, he knows that mentality of how to win. I think they are better. They're just going off of that. They're a better team.
All right, Christian.
Yeah, like I said, I've been saying this before the season even started that it was dumb to bench Jimmy for Trey Lance. I thought they were gonna trade him and maybe get some like better, I don't know, receivers or something, but they just were gonna keep him on the bench all season, which seemed very dumb to me. So in a sad way, I feel like this does make them better, and they're gonna kind of. It's bad to say, but they're gonna count this as a blessing by the time the season's over.
All right, Cameron, ready to finish this off?
Yeah, I mean, I hate to say it, but I just agree with everyone else. I thought it was weird that they benched him. I mean, he didn't really show any signs of slowing down or like being trash. He wasn't tossing up interceptions all the time or anything. So it was weird that they decided to pay him so much to ride the bench and give the rookie a shot. And everyone was criticizing him about it, but now it looks like that's going to pay off. That they kept him around with all that money because with him hurt, they needed Jimmy G to be around. But yeah, I agree with everyone else. It's just he should have been the starter from the get go.
Okay, all right. Now, I think we're getting to the first solo, right? So I'm gonna write down 4 numbers, 1 through 10, and whoever guesses the closest order, I guess. Christian, go ahead. Give me 4 numbers from 1 through 10.
What?
Just give me 4 numbers through 1 through 10.
Just any random 4 numbers?
Yes, just any random 4 numbers.
2, 8, 6, and 5.
All right, Matt.
Can I not choose 2?
No, just pick any 4 numbers, guys.
Oh, okay. I did. 2, 5, 9, 1.
All right, Cameron.
1, 3, 10, and 7.
All right, Derek.
9, 3, 6, 10.
All right, and Christian's the closest, so you get this question. Yeah, wish you would have got a better one, but what are your thoughts on Brownie in the middle of the field?
I think it's dumb. I think he is a horrible mascot and a horrible logo. And they acted like people knew who this was when they revealed it. But I feel like even Browns fans were like, what the hell is that? And then even the dude on Red Zone kept calling it Elf on the Shelf because he didn't even know about it. It's like literally like, I don't know. It's just trash. And I thought the Browns were a dog. When did they become a freaking elf?
That's what I thought. All right, you done?
Yeah.
All right, let's move on. And Cameron had the next closest number, so this is your topic. Okay. Who should I guess who's your biggest concern who had playoff implications or everyone thought they were going?
I am worried about the Broncos. More so because of the head coach. He makes a lot of really like college level rookie mistakes, like just dumb things. We get to the red zone really good, but then we just choke. Like both games, we should have been up by like 3 touchdowns. So I have to say my biggest worry right now, just because I'm a Broncos fan, is the Broncos. They just been choking too much. Our fucking coach making awful decisions and plays. So yeah, I'm gonna have to say the Broncos.
All right, I'm gonna pan the guys here. Was that a biased statement right there? What he said, just because I'm a Broncos fan? Could I get a head count here?
It's kind of biased, but it's also like I think it's
in a
warranted.
positive way.
Okay.
Yeah, it's,
all right.
it's
I would have had a different team
yeah,
because
You
Huh?
guys want to spit out your teams? No
I
points
already
will
know
be given,
Christian.
but
I
already
mean
know Christian.
I feel like it has to be Cincinnati, bro. They went to the Super Bowl and now they might go 0-3.
you guys want to spit out a team while we're here?
Can I just go back on the Brownie thing? That was funny, man. That was so funny. I just got one thing to say. I just read in the comments a few days ago when I first saw that. They're like, man, they put Kyler Murray on the 50-yard line. I was just laughing so hard.
These
Right.
racist kind of.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say the Raiders.
There's time. There's time, guys.
Yeah, but it's just who should 0-2.
I know.
You know, you're going off the 0-2 teams. Like I could say the Titans, but like nobody had the Titans in the playoffs.
Bro, you guys
All
led
the,
you led the AFC last year.
but every analyst had them out. There was like 2 out of like 40 analysts that said that the Titans were going to make the playoffs again.
But
And-
you even thought Christian was going to say the Titans.
I'm surprised Matt didn't after what he said in the pre-show.
Hey,
No,
but
it's definitely the Bengals, man. They're
At
AFC
least-
champs, man. And they
at
are
least your
0-2.
guys is at least for the Titans, your guys' whole division is pretty ass.
That's true. I mean, the Jags are the top of the division.
All right, let's move on. Matt was the next closest, so. Oh, yeah, you get a nice little.
The dark side of the
Oh,
NFL.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll enlarge it a little bit
Well,
in case you can't see that.
No, I'm looking at it on my computer. I'm like
Okay.
scrolling through with it. So, yeah, I that's a great thing. As bad as concussions have been in the past, like a 50% drop, that is like a huge improvement. And like it seems that these things are obviously working. And watching Hard Knocks and everything, just the players, just like I hate these things so much. They just like it is. They think it like has such a different advantage because their like head feels all heavy, but like to have something like that, I really don't know the technology behind it, and I didn't know if it was going to have any impact. But to see a 50% drop, like that is really like that's good. That is a good like foreseeing for the NFL with concussions. That's their biggest problem: CTE and concussions. So.
So I have a question. Does everyone wear them?
So the players that have to, so they're required to wear them. The players that are required to wear them are the players that take the most impact. So running backs, linebackers, receivers, those are all the players that are required to wear them. The ones like obviously the quarterback, they're not going to take hard contact during practice. So it's like,
All right. Derek, so that leaves you, and here's your topic. I didn't know this was in there.
I didn't know this was in there. You did not send me this.
Well, here you go, man. Here's your time.
Man, I wish I would have got that one.
What does it say?
Hold on, I'm bringing it over to you. I did not know these were part of the solos. I wanted everyone to get in on this one, but there you go, man.
Now, is that just 2 pictures of Stone Cold Steve Austin, but one with hair?
Dexter Loomis, bro.
Okay, one, I don't know who Dexter Loomis is because I don't follow WWE. Unfortunately, I just be so caught up with my life that throwing WWE in the mix would be hard. But now this looks like a twin situation. Dexter Loomis looks exactly like Stone Cold down to the tattoo. Now, one thing I do notice that's different. Dexter Loomis kind of sweats more profound than Stone Cold Steve Austin. And then his goatee is a little less there. It's more of like the mustache, and then the like beard part is kind of gone. But yeah, they could damn near. I mean, he better be doing all of Stone Cold Steve Austin's moves.
Break the glass.
Before you go on, both of these pictures is Dexter Loomis.
What? All right, so Dexter Loomis without hair looks like Stone Cold Steve Austin. I for real thought that right. Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Credit to
so
whoever made this, man.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy that it just literally looks like a younger Stone Cold Steve. Like if they fought each other, that would be the funniest match in history.
All right, let's move on, and let me see what the next one is.
You obviously haven't seen Mabel versus Diesel, bro.
All right, this one's teams, so we'll just split it down the middle. Christian and Cameron, Matt and Derek. You'll be
Before we
point
move on to this one, can I
together.
ask a question about WWE?
When I finish talking, you know what? Just for that. All right. Anyways, you're lucky you weren't a team yet, Matt. By the way,
I know.
you'll be pointed together. You'll be deducted together, and yeah, that's it. All right. What do you got to say, Derek?
It's, what's that one dude's name that plays the guitar who left a while ago?
Elias?
Yeah, has he came out for his brother yet, or is it still just all a hoax?
He was there once. Okay.
But
It was like a split screen thing. Like they never were out in the ring together.
So it's still kind of like up in the air. If
Well, Ezekiel is pretty much done, and Elias is just gonna come back at some point.
You think so?
I know so.
He had the family photo. It was funny.
I mean, it was, but I feel like that's why they wrote him off TV. He's gonna grow his beard back and come out as Elias.
Oh, bro, he's gonna be gone forever if he does that again. Let's move on. All right. Who's got more points? Dang, I think it's tied. No, wait, no. Okay, Matt and Derek, you're up first. What's your take here? Who's winning this?
What do you
7
think, Derek? Who
series.
do you want to?
I'll let you go first.
Who's talking?
I'll let you go first, Matt, because I got a little something for this one, but I'll let you
Okay.
talk first.
All right, for sure. My take is obviously I think it's going to be Kentucky. Anthony Davis is a generational talent that literally carried. Are we talking like their college careers or just like now? And they're just in college uniforms.
It says in their prime.
Oh, dang! I didn't even read that. Well, I'm still taking Kentucky, man. Anthony Davis, Anthony No Knees Davis, Glass Knees Davis. I'm still taking him. He's gonna. And then Jamal Murray, he's still coming off an injury, but in his prime, he's not even entered his prime, and he's still dropping buckets. He was, so hopefully he drops off back from his injury. Julius Randle had an all-star. Devin Booker, John Wall in his prime, most explosive, fastest point guard that we've possibly ever seen next to Westbrook. I think this. Yeah, I'm gonna take Kentucky. Yeah.
So straight off the picture, obviously Kentucky, because Kyrie versus John Wall in their primes. Kyrie might win that matchup, but John Wall is right there with him. The only problem that Duke will give Kentucky is that height advantage, because like Devin Booker, who's Devin Booker going to go up against? Jason Tatum? Like,
Probably,
but now if you're thinking of like an all Duke team, you gotta think outside the box here, because LeBron James has said that Coach K is the greatest coach to ever coach him. LeBron James claims Duke. Think about it. You throw LeBron on that team, nobody's stopping it.
You were making such good points until throw LeBron.
Come on.
Yeah, you just blew that.
You
Freaking.
don't like any. You don't like any.
Please don't
argument.
drop me points on that.
The host is against comedy. The host doesn't want some comical.
You ever like make a hypothetical argument like that? For
No,
this?
LeBron's exact words were Coach K is his greatest coach because he coached him in the
Bro,
Olympics.
LeBron don't got to do anything with this photo, bro. He's not here.
What do you think
Not
of
even
Duke?
in
What
the
do you-
crowd in the
When
background.
you think of Duke, what do you think of? Coach
Christian
K.
Leitner. We're moving on here. We're moving on here. Team Matson, what do you got to say on this?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go with Kentucky. I think out of all these players listed, Anthony Davis is the best college player out of all of them. John Wall is a close second. The Duke team would be really good, and if it's a 7-game series, it'd probably go to Game 7, but I think Kentucky would win it. If you throw like Boogie Cousins and Michael Kidd-Gilchrist in there, Kentucky's definitely winning. So yeah, I think. Actually, honestly, if I'm being honest, I think Kentucky might beat him in 5. I say Kentucky in 5.
Dang.
Oh,
Yeah, are you done?
Yeah.
Think I didn't watch Marvin Bagley in college, but with that whole in their prime thing, he definitely hurts Duke a lot here. But let's move
But see,
on.
that's why I'm confused. Is it like their NBA prime or their college?
that's what
prime?
I was thinking. Because
I
I was
mean-
like, Kyrie played like 2 games in college, bro.
Yeah.
Like, how can we compare this?
Did he
But
did
this-
he play like all that season except the one game that got bounced?
You literally played like one freaking March Madness game, and then like,
That's what I thought.
Everyone in their
That's what I
photos
was-
though is like right now, like what they look like right now. So I'm assuming they meant
true, yeah.
like, you know, these neck tattoos
Now-
and stuff. You know,
Cameron didn't go. Are you gonna get? Does Cameron want to go?
No,
Oh.
I don't follow basketball that much.
Christian just said, "Yeah, I'm done."
I was protecting him. All right.
We got Rob there. He's not a fan of comedy or LeBron.
Bro, Matt, would you have given him a point for that?
I would have given him the point with his whole like spiel that he was going on. I was like, yeah, he's making some really good points that I didn't even think of. And then he brought LeBron going to Duke. I was like, what?
I didn't say LeBron went to Duke. I said LeBron said Coach K is his greatest coach of all time.
And then you said, now picture LeBron on this team.
You did say it.
He didn't go to college.
Let's move on. All right. This is for everyone here. Galladay, I came here to play. Who's got the least amount of points? Derek by far right now, or by 2. Derek, go ahead. What's going on with Kenny
Yeah,
Galladay?
so one, the Giants are stupid for even signing him for that much because he was like the same as like Christian Kirk, where he wasn't like a star receiver. I mean, he had like some good seasons, but never great seasons. And then the fact, I mean, he can't be mad at anybody but himself. Like, obviously, you're not showing it in practice. You're not balling out. You don't have that dog in you. You're not grinding to get back on the field. You're not showing out to your coaches. And the 2 plays he was in, did he even make a catch? That's something I don't even know because who pays attention to the Giants?
2-0 Giants, buddy.
The Titans should have
Yeah.
paid attention week 1.
Yep.
But Christian looked like he disagreed with one of your takes. You want to pick it up from there, Christian?
Yeah, so for some reason, when Kenny Galladay was on the Lions, he was just one of those guys who always ended up on my fantasy team. So I can kind of speak from experience that dude was consistent. Like, he was getting a steady amount of yards and catches like every game. I think the problem is Daniel Jones at QB. And if you watch that game against the Panthers, that was a sloppy game. Like, the fact that they even came out of a win with that is crazy because that game was sloppy. So I think they would benefit from getting him into the system more. But then again, it's like, can Daniel Jones do much more than he's already doing. I don't know. But I think it'd be smart to get Kenny Golladay involved.
All right, Cameron, you want to go from there?
Oh, wait. One other point. Christian Kirk would have something to say about that with his first 2 performances. Just saying.
I got to be technical here, guys, but he technically cut off Cameron there, so.
You never asked if I was done, bro.
I hosted, bro. I took control and I gave it over to Cameron. Cameron, you ready?
Yeah. So I get might not be an elite wide receiver, but you can't really fault someone who's in the NFL. He's been training for this his whole life. He wants to play more. So you can kind of see why he's upset that he wants to play more, be more in the game. This was probably his dream since he was a kid to be a superstar. He might not be elite, but I don't think he's bad. So I can see them using him more. And like I said, you can't really fault him for being upset. He wants to play more. And probably most everybody else would agree with that. So yeah.
All right, Matt, ready to finish it?
Yeah, I agree with you, Cameron. Like, you know, as Christian was saying, like he has been a consistent receiver. He's not elite. He's not going to be, but he is a starter in the NFL, in my opinion, from what I've seen in his play. But we just really don't know what's going on behind the scenes. Is he just not truly being like, I don't know, living up to his potential? Because coaches will see that. Coaches will see that he's not living up to his potential or his attitude that will lead to less snaps. But, I don't know. But from what I do know, reading off of this, I do think he is a starter in the NFL, and especially the Giants, the 2-0 Giants.
Okay. I'm going to break off my script again, and we're going to go solos again, and we're going to flip the order. So, Derek, you're up first. This is your topic. Actually, hold on. We're going to do one more, and then we're going to do the... But, Derek, you can still go first. What do you got to say about this? Are these the 4 most influential players of the last 30 years?
So MJ 100% is probably the most influential player. Everybody tries to mimic MJ. I mean, Kobe, who's also on this list, tried to mimic MJ. I mean, you watch videos and they're doing the same moves, same spots of the court. Curry changed the game forever. You cannot deny that. If you watch any video from basketball, all the way down to like the Pee Wee leagues, all the way up to grown adult rec leagues, NBA, Curry basically started the shoot from 3 and hoping is LeBron. But that's the only thing I would change.
Okay. And Cameron, you want to go?
Sure. So I agree with Derek. I do. It's hard because how do you not put LeBron on there? Even though I don't like him, I think he's kind of overrated. But he's so well known and popular. I don't understand how they can really leave him off. I would probably take Allen Iverson out for LeBron also. But at the same time, I remember in his prime, AI was super popular as well. So, but yeah, if I would change anything, it would just be putting LeBron over AI.
All right. Least points. Christian, you want to go? I can't hear you.
My bad. But I think this list is pretty good as it is, because MJ, the best player of all time, the most successful clothing brand by an athlete of all time. Kobe, literally people just say his name whenever they shoot. No one else really has that. Steph Curry, the best shooter of all time, and I think Curry did more for international basketball than maybe anybody, because that man made basketball way cooler everywhere. Like you see Steph Curry jerseys in every country on earth. And then AI. I think AI is the biggest off-court influence. You know, he kind of brought the cornrows cool, all the chains, the baggy shirts, the pants, and the like stuff like that. He just brought like a swagger that kind of transcended the NBA into like where it would go for the next 10 years. So I think like if we're not talking play-wise for AI, he's definitely top 4 most influential off the court. So that's why he's on that list.
All right, Matt, finish this one off.
Yeah, I completely agree with this list. Allen Iverson. This is the one that, like Derek was saying. I just like, or what Christian was saying is like, he without Allen Iverson, players would still be showing up in suits. They would still have dress codes, and we would still be having to wear uniforms that are fit for that team. Like we can't wear customized shoes. Like that is all like from Allen Iverson. He kind of started all of that. So Allen Iverson, I think, is an influential like part of basketball. MJ, I disagree with you, Christian, on making it international. MJ definitely made it international, especially with the Dream Team. Like that's where basketball became international, and without that. Without MJ and the Dream Team, we wouldn't have Dirk Nowitzki. We wouldn't have Porzingis. We wouldn't have the top 3 MVP candidates, not even from America. So it's like all that stems from MJ and the Dream Team. Kobe, I could see Kobe being influential because like he was our generation and everybody wanted to be Kobe. And Steph Curry obviously changed the game forever with 3-pointers. He's pulling up from half court, making it. And if you look at stats from 2015, like you see the amount of teams that went from further 3-point attempts, all because of Steph Curry. Like it's all Steph Curry.
So, throwing my opinion out, and it pains me to say this. If I'm taking one guy out, it might be Kobe.
That's like the one I'm like, I don't know, but like
Look at me, I
because he
think
copied MJ, but it's like
that's
who
what I'm
would I
saying, right?
replace?
If
Like,
someone was on the
it would
fringe,
probably
I
be
think it'd be
LeBron.
because like I think Kobe's
Yeah,
the
like-
second best player up here, but I just think like he's kind of like too much like MJ. So if I'm like getting 4 different ones, he'd be maybe the one.
I
Yeah,
don't know, but just like growing up with Kobe as like the top star, like dude, that dude was everywhere. That's all anybody talked about. Whether they hated him or liked him, he was
we
everywhere.
throwing paper in the trash cans, yelling Kobe, man.
And Lakers fans started popping up everywhere, including Colorado.
It's
I
tough.
got-
It's tough.
I got something for what Christian said, how Kobe's the only person that has like his name yelled. Like LeBron James is like one of the greatest Vines of all time.
That is nowhere near comparable.
All right.
You telling me you don't just be walking down the street and think LeBron James?
No.
All right, let's move on. Like I said, Derek, here's your solo topic right here. Okay, guys, we can do one more with the whole team.
Okay.
We'll
I was
do
gonna
one.
say I could go off of this.
No, but it's like the only MMA one that's Cameron's like forte.
That's true.
Let's-
That's true.
All right, Cameron, you can go first too as well. Go ahead.
Okay, so Jose Aldo retiring. I'm actually glad it's happening. I know he hasn't really been losing that much often, but that makes it all the better to retire while you're still remembered as great. You don't want to ruin your legacy like BJ Penn or something like that and just take loss after loss. And he's doing good, but when he gets into like the top 5, he does good, really good for the first 2 rounds. I always said that in the first 2 rounds, he's the best fighter on the planet. I don't think there's anyone better in the first 2 rounds than Jose Aldo. But he gets tired, and then he takes a severe beating by the top guys. I'm not going to lie, though, he did take us by surprise, because after he got knocked out by Conor, he did bounce back and get a win, got the belt back, but then he got TKO'd by Max Holloway 2 times in a row. So I thought his career was going to be done, but then he came back and shocked us all by dropping down to bantamweight, and he almost got the title there. So I think he's one of the best of all time. He's in my top 3. And I'm glad he's retiring when people still remember that he was great. I don't want him to take any more punishment and ruin his legacy like all these other legends. So I'm happy he's retiring.
So he wouldn't have been criminal to cut that out, to not have the biggest Jose Aldo fan give his Jose Aldo take. All right, Derek, you want to go since this was.
I mean, he's right. That man's a legend forever. The only thing that I think should have been different in his career is he should have had that rematch with Conor McGregor. Conor McGregor ducking for so long is just criminal, and the fact Dana White just let that happen is also like, I get it. Conor McGregor just became an instant star, but Jose Aldo had a freak knockout happen to him where it was literally like a lucky land punch and he was done. 10 seconds into the fight, like you can't just, that's a champion. And he was one of the longest reigning champions of all time. Like, why just take that all away from him? I think he held the belt for what, 10 years or something like that. I'm not big into the UFC, so I don't have the stats correctly, obviously. But the fact that he was on such a tear and then Conor McGregor catches him with a lucky punch and just ends his chance of even like seeing that belt again. Obviously, he won it again and moved down, almost won the bantamweight, but he'll be known as a legend. But I think for the younger fans, I think all they're going to remember, like the casual younger fans, they're just going to remember him for that one punch knockout that Conor McGregor had on him. And I think that kind of just sucks for his career.
I was going to pass it over to Christian, but I think Matt's blood is boiling because he called that punch lucky. You want to go, Matt?
I won't. I'll talk about that part later about it being lucky. But let's talk about Jose Aldo first. Man. Like, good for him. I'm glad. Like, it was. I think it was about time he retired. He's the greatest featherweight of all time, man. He's held the longest tenure with the belt, and like, it's good to see him go out. As a legend. Like you were saying, Cameron, we might have to wait a couple years because BJ Penn, a couple years ago got knocked out in the street by some like random dude. That was like the craziest thing ever. But no, definitely all respect to Jose, greatest featherweight ever. Lucky punch, I don't think so because literally in the interview, Conor McGregor told him exactly what he was going to do, and that knockout led to exactly what happened. That's all I got to say about that. But like, unfortunately, that knockout did kind of overshadow like his career. Like, you really didn't hear from him that much on like the main media, but like, you still got to give respect to the best featherweight of all time.
Okay, Christian.
All right, I'm gonna start off on this Conor McGregor point. So, I'm not saying it was a lucky punch. There's the videos of him training it before the fight, whatever. But to never let them rematch is a crime because Jose Aldo would have came out totally different the next time, and who knows what would have happened. Conor McGregor never defended that belt, any of his belts. So people try to say like Conor's the featherweight GOAT. No, because ever since that fight, Jose Aldo's had a better career than Conor McGregor has. The real MMA fans will know. Since that fight, Jose Aldo has done more in MMA than Conor has. But I think, as I am kind of happy he retired because he is at the end, he should have given it one more because they're returning to Rio in February. And I think he should have faced like Dominic Cruz or Frankie Edgar. But the only thing I'm scared of now is he's talking about boxing. And I really kind of just like goes to like, because he's always been good at soccer or something. Like he should go try soccer or be a soccer coach or something. Just kind of stay away from combat sports. We don't want to see you, like you guys said, BJ Penn in it or Tyron Woodley it or anything like that.
Hold on, I think Cameron had his hand first. Did you have something, or was that just a?
I wanted to add to the thing that Christian said, where he said he thinks Jose Aldo should fight one more time. Me and Christian talked about this, but I don't agree with that because, as George St. Pierre said, winning in combat sports is like a drug. And if you're someone who's at the top like Jose Aldo, if he wins one, he's gonna want to come back, and he's gonna end up getting hurt, knocked out, or something, and he's just gonna want to keep going. So I hope he sticks to this retirement, and just stay away, like Christian said, from combat sports in general. I don't want to see him become a meme. He's already kind of a meme with a Conor knockout. If he gets knocked out by Jake Paul or something, it'll never end. And I also wanted to add, he went 13 years undefeated, and that was with fighting constantly. Constantly.
Do you have something, Derek?
Yeah, so I just want to point out BJ Penn was more of like a wrestler, like jujitsu guy. He wasn't really a striker as much as Jose Aldo is. So
That was a striker.
nah, not towards the end of his career.
His first combat sport was kickboxing.
But towards the end of his career, he wasn't striking with the best of them when he was like 33 and fighting George St. Pierre. Like that's not gonna put Jose Aldo on the street. He's not gonna just get knocked out by some random bystander.
I'll go to Christian
is,
because Christian looked offended there.
My bad.
As I will say, BJ Penn might have not been as good a striker as Jose Aldo. He is one of the most elite strikers in MMA. He was like 33 when he was tearing up the lightweight division as like the best lightweight ever. He could grapple and he had a really good jiu-jitsu game, but he never just went to that first.
Yeah, he was outboxing people.
Do you
George
have
St.
something,
Pierre,
Matt? Oh,
George St. Pierre dominates everybody on the ground, so.
do you have something, Matt?
Yeah. I don't even know, man. It's just so funny seeing BJ Penn get knocked out by some dude outside of the bar. That was like probably one of the funniest videos I've ever seen.
Could you imagine Jose fighting Jake
Sad.
and Logan Paul though? Jake and Logan Paul are both like 210, 225. No, they're
Yeah,
all
I mean,
125 now.
It'll be another.
Jose is the same size as
from
Floyd
now
Mayweather.
after.
So
Guys,
bro,
guys,
It'll be another.
guys.
If he fights Floyd, oh god.
We're getting away from Jose, guys. All right, we've said BJ Pitt enough. Let's move on. Jose, take that as a warning. Don't be the next BJ Pitt. That's what I got from that. Let's move on. Now, no matter what it is, this is yours, Derek. All right. There you go. Huh? Perfect, huh? Let's go. Kirk Cousins, prime time. Is it too big for him?
If I'm Kirk Cousins, I'm asking my coach, I'm asking my franchise, whoever it is, I'm asking them, put me up against somebody that's kind of a cakewalk in the NFL. You know those teams. Like, I mean, this year the cakewalks are kind of fighting back, but like, if that's the Seahawks, the Vikings probably aren't playing that bad. If that's somebody that's not a top tier team like the Eagles, Kirk Cousins at least stands a chance. But Kirk Cousins has to be the like, how do you ball out so hard week one and have such an amazing like stat line? Justin Jefferson has 180 yards, multiple touchdowns. Your team's just on a roll, and then you just go into week two and just completely drop the ball. The only thing I could say is I wish I knew this stat that he was 2-9 on Monday Night Football before I put a bet in on the Vikings. Because, gosh, man, Kirk, like that. But that's the definition of Kirk Cousins. He'll blow your mind one week, make you think you're on the train, and then the next week just completely drop the ball. So if I'm Kirk Cousins moving forward, I'm probably losing the week before I go to Monday Night Football, just so I can have that next game be a ball out game. Maybe if you're the coach, put in the backup for that game, because you don't want your starting quarterback to have this record on Monday Night Football. That's just pathetic. And just as a Vikings franchise, I know this doesn't really pertain to Kirk Cousins. Why did they let a tight end have number 84? Why didn't they retire Randy Moss's number? Like, you don't have to give me a point for that or nothing, but like, can we talk about that sometime? Why'd they do that?
Yeah, we could have an episode on guys whose numbers should be retired by a city. Write it down, actually.
Yeah.
But while I'm writing that, all right, while I'm writing that, it was Matt, right, who went third last time, or was it Cameron?
yeah,
Yeah, it was Matt. All right, Matt. Here's your topic. Okay, that's pretty good for you.
Oh, I got mine up right here.
For the fans, bro. For the fans.
Okay. Lakers and Pacers talk trade. LA turned down Indiana's asking price of 2 unprotected first and Turner and Hilltop. All right, I'm tired of the freaking Lakers just taking over Bleacher Report because that's all they talk about, man. Who do the freaking Lakers have to give away? Like, yeah, they can get rid of Westbrook, but they don't have a freaking first round pick until 2027. And it's unprotected, and they turn that down. Dude, just look, you guys have already like dug yourself so deep in the hole. Like you should literally just give them the 2 unprotecteds for Turner and Heald. I can't believe that they didn't even do that, and probably get rid of Westbrook after they signed 2 additional point guards this offseason. So it's like, man, it is just getting like, I'm just so tired of hearing about the Lakers. Like, because all I hear is just rumors about the Lakers. They're gonna get rid of Russell Westbrook for this. They're going to get rid of 2 unprotected firsts. They didn't want to do that for the Pacers. Man, they don't have a first round pick, like I said, till 2027. Nobody gives a crap. Freaking Brownie James Jr. and his other son, Bryce, LeBron, they're going to be drafted by the time that the Lakers have another draft pick in the first round. Like, geez, stop talking about the Lakers. Let's get something else going.
All right. Cameron, your palm sweating that this is a basketball question next?
A little bit.
All right, let's see what it is.
God damn it.
All right, I'll throw you a lob. All right. This is the guy who turned down like 84 million. Oh, yeah, it's right there for you. So, what do you got to say on this?
He turned down 84 million for 2 million?
He bet on himself that he was worth more than 84 million. He left and then he got what do you know what he got from the Celtics, Matt?
I think he got about 8 million. I think I don't remember. No.
Well, he didn't get 84 million. So, what do you got to say on this bonehead move, Cameron?
I think he's a fucking idiot. That's life-changing money right there. That's crazy. I can't believe. And then he only ends up with 8 million? That's fucking all-time
Not
blunder right
even
there.
2 million.
Yeah, 2 million. That's crazy. He's an idiot.
All right.
It's financed by the Lakers.
Christian, here's yours. Lonzo Ball having knee surgery again. They're going to reevaluate him 4 to 8 weeks. 4 to 6 weeks, my bad.
You see, this kind of really sucks because I feel like with Lonzo on the court, the Bulls are one of the best teams in the league. But I'm just saying, is this a curse for not coming to the Knicks like he should have? Is this what Donovan Mitchell's going to be facing, dude? I mean, nah, but with Lonzo on the court, the Bulls are one of the best teams in the league. He's just such a good ball handler. He's such a good, like, he keeps the flow of their offense just like so smooth and crisp. I feel like without him on the court, they'll probably get like bottom seed 6 or 7. So hopefully he can come back and stay healthy. But he's kind of the Christian McCaffrey of the NBA right now. So we'll see how it goes.
You had something to add to that, Matt? I can't give you any points, but you got something
No,
to add?
you're good. I just have a question for Christian. With Lonzo healthy and how stacked this offseason has been for the Eastern Conference, do you see them being a top 6 seed?
I do. I think we haven't seen the true potential of that big 3 yet.
I'd
Like,
co-sign
honestly.
that also.
Yeah.
All right, everyone ready to move on?
That is a question.
All right, this is one for everyone. This man is slapping the AFC West. And as a Broncos fan, actually there's 2 Broncos fans, and they have the same score. Actually, Matt has a little less. Matt, go ahead. What's up? Why can't you guys beat this man? Why is he slapping your whole division?
Yeah, like good for Patrick Mahomes. Like he was literally placed in the AFC West at like the worst or the best time. That's just how I see it. We are literally at like the worst division in freaking NFL for the 5 years since Peyton Manning left. Phillip Rivers, he got traded. or did he leave? I don't remember, but anyways, division in the NFL right now.
All right, Cameron, go ahead from there.
Yeah, so every time I want them to lose, just because they're our rivals, they always end up winning, and it's usually because of Patrick Mahomes. He's just there's just something about him. His arm strength is ridiculous. He just flicks his wrist, and the ball goes flying straight to the wide receiver. Why we can't beat him? I mean, our defense is nowhere near as good as it used to be. Not even close. We keep getting rid of all our best our defensive players, I mean, and Patrick Mahomes is just a special player, but this year, I think we actually might beat him because our division's just so stacked. I think the Broncos will actually beat him this year. I really think that. Division games are harder anyway, so. But yeah, Patrick Mahomes, he's just a special player, so it's not really that mind-boggling of why he always wins.
Do you have a question, Matt, or are you like itching your nose? I don't.
Yeah. I was just gonna say, do you think we'll split 50-50 with them, or you think we could beat them 2-0 this year?
I think it'll be 50-50. I think we'll win one game.
It's crazy that potentially, even with them beating the Chargers, they could still double his amount, or like, you know what I mean? Like just this this one season, he could get 4 losses from the division. But all right, go ahead, Derek. Go ahead.
So I want to just say, I mean, Patrick Mahomes is on like a Tom Brady level trajectory. Like he won a Super Bowl, won an MVP, won a Super Bowl MVP. He's he's in the he's going in the route that he might go down as one of the greatest quarterbacks to. I mean, the greatest quarterback to ever play the game. The things because he's more mobile than Tom Brady ever was. He's still just as accurate. Like man's is a baller. That's the bottom line. And I think this year I disagree with what Cameron was saying, where he's going to take more losses in the West Division because coming into this year, everybody was just like, "Oh, he has so much help. He has Travis Kelsey. He has Tyreek Hill. Yeah, he still has Travis Kelsey, but now without Tyreek Hill, they're like, oh, he's taking a step back. He's not as good as everybody thought he was. It was just Tyreek Hill running down the field and him being able to throw. These first 2 games, he's proved that he's still him. He's that guy. I see them losing a few games, but I don't see them losing maybe 2 division games at most. I don't see the Broncos with the way they're playing beating the Chiefs at all. Not if this head coach keeps calling the play call. Like Andy Reid is too smart of a coach to let those types of play calls beat that team, and Patrick Mahomes isn't gonna just take a step back against he's gonna play harder in the division games. He's gonna keep that chip on his shoulder, like, oh, you guys thought I was just Tyreek Hill. That's all it was. You thought it was that cheat of magic. But Patrick Mahomes is top 3 in the NFL for the last 3 years. You know, he's
Are you done? You're
Yeah,
going on for a while, man. Let's let's do teams. We'll
Christian.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. That's how long that answer was. Go ahead, Christian.
All right. I'm just gonna kind of stick to the base of this question of why can't they beat him? One, Andy Reid. He's just too good of a coach and has too much of a diverse playbook for any team he faces, so it makes it harder for everybody. Then also, Pat Mahomes is just playing at a different level. Like, he literally makes it look effortless. He never looks worried. He never looks stressed. He just goes out there and dissects the defense, like, every single time. I would probably say consistently he's been the best QB of the last, like, 3-4 years. Like, everyone always debates it, but then I feel like it always comes down to him at the end. It's either beat Pat Mahomes or you're not going to the Super Bowl, basically, at this point. And then, I also feel like just even sent like they were good with Alex Smith. Alex Smith was like kind of just a game manager. He can make some decent throws. Pat Mahomes was that missing thing that the Chiefs needed to push him over. And now they're like arguably it's if Josh Allen doesn't get it done this year, then I don't know if anybody's going to really take Pat Mahomes out until he retires.
All right, let's everyone's gone now, right? Everyone's done. Let's do teams. We're gonna split it off the two in pieces. So Derek and Cam, you'll be a team this round. And your topic is yep. It's a basketball question
God
there.
damn it.
Hey, at least you got a team member on this, huh? Who you
Hey, Cameron,
choosing?
how should I fit LeBron into this, Cam, so we can lose some points? I'm just kidding. So this one's a little tricky. I'm taking Draymond Green out of the equation entirely. Like he seems like more of a problem for teams than he gives to them. Jordan Poole, I think he's more of like he's in the right situation and he has the right pieces around him. That's why he shines so much this year. So I'm going to take Andrew Wiggins. Andrew Wiggins didn't come out and be the star that he was supposed to be coming out of college, but he was consistent in Minnesota. He constantly produced. Went to the Warriors and added a piece that they needed to get back into that victory form championship team that they became. And he played a huge part in that playoff run they had. I think Andrew Wiggins could shine by himself, especially now that he's had some veteran help around him and, he's matured. So I think Andrew Wiggins is the clear cut favorite choice here.
Got anything to add, Cameron?
Actually, see, I was going to say I wouldn't take Draymond Green just because of the things I've heard and seen of him. He does like to start drama and fights and shit, and he's getting up there in age. So I was going to say I would take one of the other two. So I actually agree with Derek.
Good teamwork. Good teamwork. All right, Matt, Christian, who you taking out of the three? Who you prioritizing?
I'm taking Jordan Poole. I think that dude has the potential to be a star right there along with Stephen Clay. Draymond's getting a little too old. Wiggins he's a good role player, but I don't think he could ever be the superstar of a team like Jordan Poole can. And say Clay just decides when his contract's up he wants to go get some money somewhere, Jordan Poole would be a nice way to fill that gap that he would leave.
Got anything to add, Matt?
Yeah, I've just been battling so much between like I'm taking Draymond Green out. Like he is the defensive anchor for the Warriors, but that age is kicking in, and the Warriors are already building the youth that has that defensive potential to build for another 5, 6 years. So I'm getting rid of Draymond on that end. The way that Andrew Wiggins played against Jason Tatum in the finals, it's like so hard to say like why wouldn't you take Andrew Wiggins right now, because he literally like shut down Jason Tatum in the NBA finals and like made a problem for Jason Tatum. But I'm gonna honestly agree with you, Christian. I'm gonna take Jordan Poole just because of the Warriors roster, because as Steph and Clay get older, we still have Jonathan Kuminga coming up. We still have a lot of youth still coming up in the Warriors organization where they could still be a problem 5, 6 years down the road once they hit their primes.
All right, cool. Last team matchup. Good points there. I'm surprised Draymond was such an afterthought for everyone. I agree with your guys' points. I'm just saying, a little surprised. We're gonna switch up the one more teams one, so it'll be Christian and Derek and Matt and Cam, and we'll go. Matt and Cam can go first, and actually, this is the end. So actually, I'm pretty sure this is the end. As a team, what do you guys got to say on this? As
You
Cameron
want to
looks
go
like he's
first,
gonna
Cameron?
stab me.
Puncture your lung.
I know.
So I haven't heard much about this. He got the punctured lung from playing?
Before the game, he was getting a shot for something, and they punctured his lung, and that's basically how Justin Herbert got his start into the NFL.
Oh, wow. Well, then I would definitely say that's very warranted lawsuit. That's a pretty horrible thing to happen. That's crazy. He could have died from that. Jesus. I don't know why they're sticking NFL players with needles all the time anyway. It's just ridiculous.
Yeah.
All right, go ahead, Matt. You got anything, or was that it?
Yeah, I think, he definitely should, get a lawsuit off of that because, maybe the doctor was like an Oregon fan and was just like, I believe in Herbert so much. I just got to make this happen. I got to make this happen. And then, that's just like the end of his career in LA. Or at the time, was it San Diego in 2020 or did they move? Anyways, but, yeah, definitely, man. Puncturing a lung, like that is the craziest thing. Like, I have no words for it, but other than just get your $5 million, man.
All right, team.
Oh,
Matt
I ran out of
Shreve.
points.
Oh,
Christian, you want to go first?
all right. So Matt has.
Sure.
Hold on. Matt has
Oh.
50. Okay, all right. Make a mental note of that. All right, go ahead.
Yeah, so I totally agree with him suing. The only thing is, why did it take him 2 years to sue? Like, I would have been suing that dude like the next day. But also, I just feel bad for him because Tyler Taylor's like the most unluckiest dude in NFL history. Like, he had huge potential. Like, that dude, he could move like Michael Vick. He had accuracy. That dude he had all the potential to be one of the best starting quarterbacks in the league, but just injuries, stuff like this. And it's like, how does like almost every team he's on, when he gets injured, the next guy up is like a future franchise quarterback? Like, that's insane. Like Baker, Josh Allen, Justin Herbert. Like, that's crazy. But I hope he wins this case. It'd probably be kind of hard because, NFL teams can get like any lawyers they want, but I think he'll get something out of it. I think it'll get settled out of court. Like, they'll give him like $2 million outside of court or something. But yeah.
All right, Christian. It's all on Derek's shoulders if you win this or lose this right now.
Oh, because I can get negative points for it?
You could either right now him and Matt are tied. Either you can give him the lead, or you can give him the loss at the moment.
So, Tyrod Taylor should be suing for more. His contract was 2 years, $11 million. He they punctured his lung by doing something that they shouldn't be doing. And he's only suing for like not even half the amount that his contract was for. Like, and to Christian's point, why they took so long, I don't know if you know, but multi-million-dollar contracts take forever to build the case. You have to sit down with your lawyers. He probably, as soon as he could, got with his lawyers and was like, what is our case? And for everything that Tyrod Taylor had to go through, I mean, he was the starter and then had to sit basically crippled for the next NFL season watching Justin Herbert take over the Chargers. Like, he gave his job up to a rookie who was unproven, and it's just crazy that this man's literally his whole career just is gone because of a little stab. All right, yeah, I got 50 seconds. Let's go. You've just been staring at me, so it's hard
I'm
to
listening.
talk.
Let me look up like this.
Yeah, you should definitely sue for like, I'd say like 7 or 8 mil. Because if it does get settled outside of court, they're gonna drop it. And if he wants that 5 mil, he needs to go higher.
I thought you made a good point. I was just adding suspense. All right, is that it? Everyone good? Let's see if that was the end of the game. Yeah, that's the game. Looks like Christian's your champ. We had Derek come in last. You got any words?
Yeah, I got screwed.
Well, stop bringing up LeBron in a Duke argument. There's your answer.
I gave you a real sentence that he said.
All right, and then you said, imagine him on this team. Like, how does that make sense?
Because Coach K was his coach.
For like a summer.
The greatest coach he ever played for. That's his words.
Because LeBron won't let anyone coach him. I'm out of here. We're done with this.
I wish I got to say the Brownie thing.
All right, Cameron, it looks like you came in third. Got any words?
No, not really. Actually, add more MMA and boxing.
That's a promise. Thanks for being on. All right, Matt. It looks like Derek actually won the game for somebody else. You a little salty about that? You got some words about that?
No, I really don't care. I was gonna say off of your Tyrod Taylor point, he's like the reverse Trey Lance and Jimmy G. Like, he just already a veteran and then gets his ankle broke and then, or like gets punctured in the lung and then he has a rookie that just turns into a star. It's like the reverse version of Trey Lance.
As the first second place guy in the new format, what do you got to say about the format, huh? It's good? Bad? Worse? Better? Huh?
I like to battle for first place when there's a first and second, 1 and 2.
Okay.
That's it. That's
I'll
all I
add
gotta
that.
say.
I'll add that into my notes
You know,
here.
I like my arguments.
All right. And Christian, the winner. I don't know how many times this is. Matt, you're really loud right now, bro. But Christian, what do you got to say? 4-time champ? Is that what you're saying?
4-time champ. Next week we're going for the 5-time Booker T. 5-time around the cartoon horn champion. Coming next week.
All right.
Tune in.
I don't know if that was your plug, but here's a chance to plug whatever you want. 1 minute. There you go.
Follow Christian's Odd Gaming on Facebook. And follow I Do It Cartoons on every platform. And that's all I got to say.
Hey, let's go. Let's go. All right.
Hey, no shout out to Room Full of Swag.
Yeah, Full of Swag football podcast. We're not very consistent lately, but we'll try to get back on it.
We missed 1 week.
Dude, we've missed 2. This is the second one.
Yeah, but if we're doing it tomorrow, then we've missed 1. All I have to do is post on Friday.
But going how it's been, if is a strong if.
I threw everyone back up because I do. It's a team.
Okay,
That's how we do it.